Hare Krishna. So, welcome to all of you. Today's topic is
Krsna Consciousness.
an exchange of love. Krishna Consciousness, an exchange of love. That's what it's all about. So, in keeping with this month of February, normally it is what? The month of love. Vaishnava Sangha. Yes, I'm talking about genuine love. Yeah, so today we're going to read from the Rupa Goswami's book, The Nectar of Instruction. Anybody read this book? Apart from a few. Very, very wonderful handbook for all those who are practicing devotees. So if you haven't read it, read it. It's very, very wonderful, very instructive. It's called Nectar of Instruction. Upadesh Amrita. The Sanskrit term is Upadesh Amrita. And Rupa Goswami, you see him here in the cover, with his brother Sanatana. They were contemporaries of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They were disciples of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This was the 15th century Sekha around there. So they were very considered very, very elevated souls, Mahatmas, great, great personalities. And they were in the mood of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spreading this Krishna consciousness in a very, very dynamic way. That's what Krishna consciousness is, very, very dynamic. It's meant to be like that because it has to create some impact on our conditioned life or conditioned consciousness. And not only us in this auditorium, but throughout the globe, there's people wanting something, they're searching for something, love. The Beatles made one song, I don't know if you, all you need is love. Love is all you need. So when Prabhupada printed the Krishna book, and he wanted to sponsor everything, so he made a request to George Harrison. That time he was very favorable to Krishna consciousness. This was in the 70s, and he already had given the manna. If anybody been to the manna? Bhaktivedanta manna was donated by George Harrison, one of the Beatles. And Prabhupada requested his disciples to go and ask him for the 19,000 pounds so that this book could be published. And the disciples were very skeptical because already George Harrison had given this, and they didn't want to go and fry him up as such. So Prabhupada said, no, you go and ask him. Prabhupada had that conviction that somehow. So they went, and so they met with George Harrison, and of course the other Beatles were there and some other musicians, famous, and they had some prasadam they were tasting, and the devotees broke the news to George, Prabhupada wants this, and actually George was a bit shocked, and just as he was contemplating this, all the lights went off. It just went off, darkness, for a few minutes. And then it came on again. And then he said yes. Hari Bol. So if you look at his Krishna book, you'll see right at the beginning, he says, George Harrison has signed this. He says, all you need is love. In brackets, he got Krishna. Yes, all you need is love. And in brackets, he got the name. We all need Krishna, yes. Therefore, Krishna embodies love, real love, yes. And this is the means of how we can give up our sentiments of envy, isn't being belligerent to other living entities by this expression of love. If you love God, then you will automatically love all your fellow beings. Yeah, you will see them all as spirit souls, irrespective of whatever color, creed they have. And not only the humans, but even the lower species of life, you will show respect, which not unnecessarily kill or maim, thinking that they have no soul. People justifying they can kill animals because they have no soul. Well, that's not true, is it? We can in common sense, we can see animals give birth and the way the animals take care of the young. Isn't this kind of defensive nature is there? They protect, they feel pain, they feel pleasure. So how is it that you can deny that one right that they don't have soul? No, that's not true. It's not. So the Rupa Goswami in this Nectar of Destruction, he compiled 11 wonderful verses here. And generally we make a study of it. We make a very serious study, Bhakti Shastri degree course. That's how important this book is for us. Yes. And each verse is very, very deep. It ties up with each stage of love of God. In the beginning, what stage would you call that? Shraddha, isn't it? Faith. We develop some faith, like you're coming here now. Why are you coming here now? Because you heard this holy name being chanted somewhere, and you tried it, and you said, oh, it makes sense, it's nice. Let me come and associate with those who already are in it. It's called sadhu sangha, association. And then as we get more serious, we start engaging in devotional practice seriously. Bhajana kriya. God is great. Yeah, so I'm going to read from the 4th verse because of time constraint. This 4th verse deals with, it's called the Dadati principle. The principle of sharing, Dadati, Da means to give and accept. And these are called loving exchanges. I'll read this, we'll do it together. Can you give me more light? Yeah? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Tadati pratigrinati goyam akyati princhati bhunte bojayate chaiva satvini priti lakshanam. Everybody can repeat the word for word. Dadati gives charity. Pratigrinati accepts in return. Goyam confidential topics. Akyati explains. Pritchati inquires. Bhunte eats. Bojayate feeds. Cha also. Eva certainly. Satvidham. Sat means six. These 6 kinds. Priti of love. Lakshanam symptoms. So these 6 symptoms are mentioned here of priti. What is priti? Love, yes. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace. I'll read the purport, not the whole purport, it takes a lot, but we'll read relevant. Not that they're not irrelevant, but they all are relevant. Offering gifts in charity, accepting charitable gifts, revealing one's mind in confidence, inquiring confidentially, accepting prasad and offering prasad are the 6 symptoms of love shared by one devotee and another. Repeat again. Offering gifts in charity,
Offering gifts and charity.
accepting charitable gifts,
Accepting charitable gifts.
revealing one's mind in confidence,
Revealing one's mind in confidence.
inquiring confidentially,
Inquiring confidentially.
accepting prasad,
Accepting prasad.
and offering prasad
Offering prasad
are the 6 symptoms of love
are the 6 symptoms of
shared to one devotee,
shared from one
shared by one devotee and another.
another.
Purport. Purport gives a commentary of that verse. In this verse, Srila Rupa Goswami explains how to perform devotional activities in the association of other devotees. There are 6 kinds of activities: giving charity to the devotees, accepting from the devotees whatever they may offer in return, opening one's mind to the devotees, in other words, revealing one's mind in confidence, inquiring from them about the transcendental activities of the Lord, honoring prasad or spiritual food given by the devotees, and 6, feeding the devotees with prasad. An experienced devotee explains, and an inexperienced devotee learns from him. This is guyam akyati pritchati. Guyam means confidence. We all may have some, and we may not want everybody, so we come and ask some question that may pertain to your, maybe very sensitive, so you ask in confidence, because you have some faith in that devotee. When a devotee distributes prasadam, remnants of food offered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in order to maintain our spirit of devotional service, we must accept this prasad as the Lord's grace received through the pure devotee. We should also invite pure devotees to our homes, offer them prasad, and be prepared to please them in all respects. This is called bhunte, bhojayate chaiva. Even in ordinary social activities, even in mundane, there's, if somebody wants to, like business people are fond of that, isn't it? In a mundane sense, they want to strike a deal or make a big business deal, they invite the person involved to a hotel and they ply with nice champagne or nice food, even gifts, and then they talk business. Isn't it? So in ordinary dealings also, these principles are there. Even in ordinary social activities, Srila Prabhupada says, these 6 types of dealings between 2 loving friends are absolutely necessary. For instance, when one businessman wishes to contact another businessman, he arranges a feast in a hotel and over the feast openly expresses what he wishes to do. He then inquires from his business friend how he should act, and sometimes presents are exchanged. Thus, whenever there is a dealing of priti or love in intimate dealings, these 6 activities are executed. In the previous verse, Rupa Goswami advised that one should renounce worldly association. What is worldly association? If one is coming into spiritual life, then he should be with those who are also practicing to influence him, isn't it? We were influenced by the association we get. If you associate with drunkards, you'll be characterized like a drug addict, whatever. But if you associate with saintly persons, you'll be also seen as a sadhu, a saint. Yes. Rupa Goswami, one should renounce worldly association and keep company with devotees. Sangha tyag. Tyag means to give up unsaintly or unsavory association. And Sangha tyag. Sato vrite means we have to follow in footsteps of those who are advanced. Therefore, you see on the altar, you'll see there's gurus, it's called a parampara. A what? there's the discipling succession of very elevated souls, and we worship them, we pray to them for their mercy, so we can also emulate them in some way, isn't it? Just by that prayer, hearing from such persons, we gradually elevate, irrespective of what background we come from, or what situation we're in, right? But spiritual life can change us all. Because we all are looking for that one thing, real love. And sometimes in the material world, it's very, it kind of, what's the word I'm trying to get? It's very elusive, isn't it? Or we get cheated in terms of finding love, because that's not real love. We are chasing some phantasmagoria, some fantasy, which is called lust. Real love is in the spiritual world. It exists only in the spiritual nature. Whatever is here is a perverted reflection of that. Love transforms into lust in the material world. Yeah. And we think this is love. Oh, my Valentine, be mine. It's all so superficial, isn't it? Right? Because real love is only for one. You only repose that to one person, that's God, who can also repose it to us. There's a reciprocation. Love is like a reciprocation between two people. Yes. So to that degree we show our surrender and love to the Supreme. To that degree will reciprocate with us also. And we won't get cheated. Krishna cannot cheat us. Like a loving father, isn't it? Does the father cheat the children? Can he cheat the children? A good father? No. He will shower them with love. Yes. Whether they are rascals or not, whether they bent or straight, he will shower them equally. Because in his eyes, they are my children. So like that, also God sees all of us. Irrespective of what color, where we are, what background, he sees all of us. And he sees that how we've kind of slipped we kind of forgotten him. Coming to this material world means we've forgotten our original nature. We've forgotten it's a temporary lapse of spiritual consciousness that and then it rekindles itself. Therefore it says, love of God is dormant in every living entity. It is lying dormant. Dormant means it's like sleep, and it can be awakened at a certain stage. Just needs a little urging or some good fortune, some push, isn't it? And it will light up. So, like that, the dormant love of God can be aroused just by associating with the right persons who have it. It's only those who have it can give it. You cannot give something you don't have. Right? Therefore, Srila Prabhupada, in all his magnanimity, he's come and he's given his love like that. He's given his love to the whole world. He did not discriminate. Oh, it's only for the Indian people. No. He saw that everybody was deserving of it. Everybody. Because he is a representative of God. And also, in the same light, we can say Jesus Christ also had that same mood of giving love of God. And he paid the price. He was crucified for that. So he's also revered in the Vaishnava culture. Jesus Christ is seen as a Vaishnava. was preaching love of God. Yeah, he was preaching love of God. This love. So let's read on. So renouncing worldly association. I mean, those are very materialistically inclined. We should give up that kind of association. The International Society for Krishna Consciousness, or in abbreviated ISKCON, International Society for Krishna Consciousness, has been established to facilitate these 6 kinds of loving exchanges between devotees. The society was started single-handedly, but because people are coming forward and dealing with the give and take policy, the society is now expanding all over the world. We are glad that people are donating very liberally to the development of the society's activities, and people are also eagerly accepting whatever humble contribution we are giving them in the shape of books and magazines dealing strictly with the subject matter of Krishna consciousness. Yes. We sometimes hold Hare Krishna festivals and invite life members and friends to participate in the feasting by accepting prasad. Although most of our members come from the higher rungs of society, they nonetheless come and take whatever little prasad we are able to offer them. Sometimes the members and supporters inquire very confidentially about the methods of performing devotional service, and we try to explain it in this way. In this way, our society is successfully spreading all over the world, and the intelligentsia of all countries is gradually appreciating our Krishna conscious activities. The life of the Krishna conscious society is nourished by the 6 types of loving exchanges among the members. Therefore, people must be given the chance to associate with the devotees of ISKCON, because simply by reciprocating in the 6 ways mentioned above, an ordinary man can fully revive his dormant Krishna consciousness. In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 262, it is said, Sangat sanjayate karma. One's desire and ambitions develop according to the company one keeps. It is often said that a man is known by his company, and if an ordinary man associates with devotees, he will certainly develop his dormant Krishna consciousness. The understanding of Krishna consciousness is innate in every living entity. What's the meaning of innate? 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 Anybody? Huh? Sorry?
Thought of. It's within you.
Yes, thank you. It is. It's there. It's lying within you. It's there. It just needs to be exposed. So it's lying there dormant. Prabhupada used the word dormant. It's asleep. And at any moment it can awaken our Krishna consciousness by some good fortune. The understanding of Krishna consciousness is innate in every living entity, and it is already developed to some extent when the living entity takes a human body. That means in all the species of life, there is some semblance of that any lower species of life can also evolve in terms of consciousness to come to the point of being on a human platform. So that when we get a human body, it means we've evolved spiritually. The spirit soul has evolved to the highest level of developed consciousness. You understand? That means the trees has consciousness, the plants have consciousness, the dog, the cat, birds, they all are conscious, but not as conscious as the human being in terms of developed consciousness. So they all have different levels, and only the human being has that he can rationalize who he is, where is he going, why am I suffering, like that. He can inquire. Not animals cannot. They cannot ask who is God. Isn't? Can a dog ask who is God? No. He's in a dog's body. He can only run after cars and chase after cars and be very loyal to his owner. Dogs are known for their loyalty, isn't they? Right? Do you have dogs? Yes. I had a dog also. But they're not very clean. Not to keep in the house. Keep them outdoors. Yes. Anyway, when we speak of human beings, that he has most developed consciousness, that he can make inquiries. Isn't? That's why we have this human form, is to make inquiries. And we don't use that medium of the human life to make inquiries, then it's very futile. Our life has been wasted, a wasted form of human life. And there's no guarantee that you will get a human body in your next life. This is according to the laws of reincarnation and karma. You cannot say, you cannot deny that the laws of reincarnation, they work, they're there. Right? Otherwise, can you prove otherwise? The laws of karma, they work, yes. Jesus spoke about that, isn't it? Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Isn't it? Very simply, but the laws of karma in Bhagavad Gita, they are very, very intrinsic and very, very complex, as Krishna says himself. The laws are very intricate and they're very complex to understand. Very, very complex. But when we come to the human form, where we can make inquiries about karma, because karma can change. You know this? Your karma can? Yeah, you can write it off. Clean, write the clean, wipe the slate clean. You know this? Yeah. How many of you believe in astrology? Or you read your what do you call it? Stars, yes, your stars foretell. Now every week is changing, isn't it? Today you read, oh, you're gonna meet with some good fortune. Next week, oh, you lost. It's always changing. It's never the same. So karma changes like that. And it can also be completely changed, completely wiped out. Karma free. Yeah, this is a karma free food, karma free diet. Yeah, obliterated completely by the act of devotional service. Yeah, just by. And what is devotional service? It's so simple. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave us the most simplest process of getting love of God. Hare Krishna, everybody. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That is the means and the end of your devotional service. Yeah. So anyway, I'll read this. Is very nice. This explains this in this. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu compiled 8 very beautiful verses also. And this is the first one. It's called Chaito Darpanamajanam Pavamadavagni Nirvapanam Shraya Kairava Chandrika Vitharanam Vidyubhadi Jivanam Anandam Purivadanam Pratipadam Punam Ritasvadanam Sarvatma Sapanam Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankita. Translation of that. All glories to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditioned life, of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is a prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. So that is the word-for-word translation of that verse I read. Not only is the chant of the Maha Mantra purified but the heart of anyone who happens to hear the transcendental vibration of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, is also cleansed. Even the souls embodied in low animals, insects, trees, and other species of life also become purified and prepares to become fully Krishna conscious simply by hearing the transcendental vibration. This was explained by Arudas Thakur when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inquired from him how living entities lower than human beings can be delivered from material bondage. Haridas Thakur said that the chanting of the holy names is so powerful that even if one chants in the remotest parts of the jungle, the trees and animals will advance in Krishna consciousness simply by hearing the vibration. Therefore, you may wonder why the devotees go and dance like mad people on the street. In ecstasy, they're in ecstasy. It's not only they want to enjoy, but it is for the benefit of those persons out there to hear. And not only the human, but even the dogs, the trees can also benefit from that. It's a special mercy. Especially in this Kali Yuga. This Kali Yuga we can see the symptoms of this Kali Yuga every day, isn't it? It's not very pleasant, right? It's not very pleasant. But the only thing that will give us some light, isn't it, in the darkness of tunnels, is this chanting of Hare Krishna and engaging in the practice of devotional activities. That will give you some relief from the onslaught of this material life. Otherwise, we'll take to other kinds of, to get some relief, You may become addicted to drinking alcohol or some drugs, or even drinking habitual things like tea, coffee. You get people are addicted to coffee because they try to get some, or smoking. Any smokers there? Past smokers, retired smokers, reformed smokers. Yeah, me too. Yeah. We try to get a kick, from these things, but no, they are very temporary. It's like say sukha, dukkha, flickering. It's flickering happiness. It comes and it'll go. You may think alcohol is nice, in the mood, but the next day you're holding your head and you're thinking, why? I wouldn't want to do this again, and you puke all over, make a monkey of yourself. But still, the following week, you'll go and do it again, isn't it? With your friends, forget what happened. So we just caught in this vicious cycle, week in, week out. And if you really look back at that and reflect on that, what a monkey I made of myself. You can laugh at yourself for that, isn't it? Now you've got a higher taste. Chanting Hare Krishna gives you a higher taste. And it is there eternally. It's not like downers and uppers. No. As long as we continue with the chanting, to feel that emotion and feel that thrust of the. And then maybe you have to do it. And if you're getting some enjoyment from that, then you want to do it all the time. Isn't it like? Sure, if you get some taste from chanting Hare Krishna, then you want to do it all the time. You want to do it every spare moment you get, because it's giving you such bliss that you never experienced before. And you give up all these mundane things that you thought was giving you some pleasure. You give it up. But you have to have something higher to give up something lower. Yes. So this Krishna conscious movement is giving us the highest gift. Nothing greater than that. If you want to give somebody anything greater than that, even on Valentine's Day, give them love of God. Give them japa beads and chant. That's a great gift. Give them prasadam. Anybody doesn't like prasadam here? No, we all love prasadam. Nobody falls asleep that's the only time we don't fall asleep. Anybody falls asleep while eating? No. No. Because that's Krishna, you're tasting. Not different. Yes. Talking about it, we don't want to keep you too long. I'm sure there's a nice feast awaiting you. How much time you have?
5 minutes.
5 minutes. I will take the 5 minutes to us. I didn't complete this purport, but anyhow, I would like request
Thank you.
you all to get this book and read it. Yes. There's some questions you can take. Bhagavad Gita chapter 5, text 11. The yogis abandoning attachment acts with body, mind, intelligence only for the purpose of purification. Hare Krishna Prabhu, is the body conception purification we need to overcome? The yogis abandoning attachment acts with body, mind, intelligence only for the purpose of purification. Yes, we have to understand that we have this body, and this body has 9. So Nama Dwara. What is that? 9 gates, yes. 2 ears, 2 nostrils. You have genitals, you have anus, isn't it? And to maintain this body, we have to use them, isn't it? Right? So yogis also, they use the breathing process they use this body, yes, but for the purpose of elevating the consciousness. But the body is made of what? What is this body made of? Be more specific. Huh?
Energy.
Yes, what energy? Good energy. Material energy. What? Material energy, yes. Which Krishna calls is apara prakriti. Apara means lower. It's nothing. Because it is separated from him. It's not conscious. If you break down what this body is made of, what's it made of? Earth, water, fire, ether. Yes, these 5 elements. 5 gross elements. That's what it breaks down to. It's all combines together. It combines to 24 elements, which you have this body, isn't it? You have nice eyes, nice nose, nice mouth, skin. When all these elements combine by combination, they combine to give you this material body, and you can smell, taste, hear, feel, touch, taste. So these things are there. But when we use it in the service of Krishna, then it becomes relevant. It becomes relevant. This body becomes relevant. Then only, otherwise it's useless. I mean, it's not used in that sense. It's not. Because you look at the lower animals, they also engaging in the same activities, eating, sleeping, mating, defending, right? And you are doing the same thing. What's the big deal? You maybe have more sophisticated ways of doing things, of eating with fork and knife, sitting on a table, the dog is sitting on the floor and eating, but the enjoyment is the same. He's enjoying his bone just as much as you are eating with your fork and knife, right? Same with sex pleasure. The pleasure of sex is the same, that the animals also enjoy the same. But you may sit in a nice hotel or in someone's bed or some sophisticated ways, but the same thing, the feeling is the same. Defending. You may bring your children up, protect them. The animals also do that, isn't it? You see the cat when it gives birth, it's so protective, isn't it? Carries the kitten with his mouth, protects them, nurtures them till they grown up, till they get fed for themselves. So that's also inherent in the animals. So what's the big deal? Eating, sleeping, mating, defending. We are just more polished. Properly, we are like polished animals, running on 4 wheels. And the animals running on 4 legs. That's only polished. So we don't want to be polished animals. We want to be something even greater than that. More, become self-realized, God-realized. Use this human form of life for that purpose. Then life becomes meaningful. Your life becomes worthwhile. So yogis try to perfect their life like that. So the yogis, they want some siddhi, some perfections, and they try to manipulate the material energy. If you see yogis, you cannot tell their age. They may be 300-400 years old, but you cannot tell. They live in the Himalayas. There's 2 accounts of yogis who live underground. They can live underwater. Yes. Because they perfected the art of surviving like that. But we don't want to be just yogis. We want to be bhakti yogis. What? Bhakti yogis. Yes. Krishna says, by any means you must be a bhakta yoga, bhakti yogi. There's different types of yogis. Karma yogi, jnana yogi, astanga yogi, like that. But said, by all means you must be a bhakti yogi, be a devotee. That's Krishna. He said, that is my opinion. He summarizes that verse. That is my opinion. So Krishna's opinion we take very seriously. Everybody has an opinion. But we take Krishna, the Supreme Personal Godhead, very seriously. Yes. Yeah, so the body conception, purification. For a devotee, he may go through some suffering because the body is made to give you pain. Whether you're a devotee or not a devotee, you'll also go, we have toothache, we have flu. Is it not that you become a devotee, you become immune from all this thing? No, because it's the material body. You understand? And you may get cancer, whatever. But the devotee sees it differently. He sees it as Krishna's mercy on him. He sees the suffering that Krishna wants him to. It's a purification. And he sees what he was in his previous life, all the nonsense he did, and now he's paying the results of that. So he's accepting it like that. The devotee sees like that. There's a beautiful verse Lord Brahma prays. Anybody knows Tate dukampam shushamik shamano. It's a very beautiful verse in the 10th canto, Bhagavatam, Lord Brahma. He's saying the devotee, he sees his suffering because of his past misdeeds. Whatever is reaping now because of his past misdeeds. But he doesn't sit back, he still carries on with his devotion activities, and he sees it as his right, as his rightful claim to be a devotee of God. It's everybody has that right. Everybody has that right to be like the son of the Father. We all are sons of the Father. Some are more special, right? Some are more empowered. But we all are sons of God. We all are daughters of God. Yes. So, God in His mercy, He wants to see us all. It's always an anxiety, isn't it? It's an anxiety. We in the material world, because we wanted to be here. We came to the material world because we desired to be here. And God created the material world to facilitate our desires. Otherwise, there was no need for Him to create this material. There was no need to fulfill our desires. And that very, we can play it down to like this, like a child, and especially a little girl sees a mother cooking on the stove, right? On a big stove, which is fire, electricity. And the little daughter wants to say, Mommy, I want to cook like you. I said, no, you'll get burnt. And the child insists. So what the mother does, she buys a set of toy stove, toy pots, cups. Now you sit down and you carry on like you're cooking. You put the sand and make your cupcake and whatever you fantasize. So like that, God, because we desire to be like God, like Him, imitate Him. So He says, right, come play God. This is all for you here. But same time He has this anxiety that He wants us back. Sometimes we overstepped. And He wants us back to His fold. Therefore He sends the revealed scriptures, like the Bible, the Quran, the Bhagavad Gita, the Torah, all these books. They are revealed scriptures to make us read and come to the conclusion that we have to give up this material world at some point, perfect this life. Perfect it. We have a chance. When we get up like a child when he starts to walk, he's floundering, isn't it? He's breaking, he's falling, but the ability to walk is there in every child. It's inherent, it's in it, isn't it? It's there, natural. He will walk at some point. So, like that, we will flounder, but God wants us. He wants us perfected. But the ball is in our court. We're all flying our own plane. We all are flying our own plane. Everyone, individually, yes. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. One Krishna states of mountains, I am Meru. Where is Meru? Who asked that question? Oh, you. Mount Meru. You read that Bhagavad Gita? Yeah, Krishna. Meru is it's, anybody knows? Meru mountain?
Yes, must be the best one.
Right?
Must be the best one, the biggest one.
Yeah, it's not in this world. It's in the higher planets. Then we got the Himalayas. Himalayas are mentioned very much in there also. Very sacred. But he says Meru of mountains, I am Meru, yes. Meru must be made of gold. mountain of gold. Have you seen a golden mountain? There are people go on expeditions. They hear about this, and they go into the Himalayas and they go on expeditions and try to find this golden mountain, but it's like in another dimension. Like there was a nice song in, what was the song? Shambhala, you heard that song? Shambhala? Shambhala, or Shangri-La, Shambhala. It's described as like, it's within this, but it's like another dimension. Like going into another, we see things in 3D, isn't it? But things in 2D and 1D exist also. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist. They exist. Anyway, that's for another day. But let's get down to basics, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki, Srila Goswami.